This is the full moon evening tonight. Trying to get the camera good in frame. Oh, my little dragon here. I hope your day has been good and peaceful and restive. We are into the last few degrees of the sun in the sign of magical, mystical Pisces. And the moon, of course, when it is full, is on the opposite end of what the sun sign is. So that would make our full moon in Virgo. I would say that this is a very strong kind of clean sweep energy. It is a cleansing, detoxing, purifying kind of feeling. You may have been doing quite a lot of that the last few days or this week, or in the weekend, to week ahead. You may very much feel that. Those full moon cycles really last about 28 to 30 days from full moon to full moon. So we do feel them, reverberating throughout the month ahead. All of my full moons readings for the individual signs are up. So if you have not watched your sign or signs reads, those are all available on my channel now. And if you are interested, you can cross-watch, right? When, like, for me, my sun and moon are Capricorn. So, of course, I always watch Capricorn readings. And my rising is Aquarius, my Venus is Pisces. So I often watch Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces readings. Hi there, David. Good to see you in the chat. So I'm just here to do a little collective reading for, hey there, Anna. I'm just here to do a collective full moon reading and just talk about a little bit of the energies, the messages, the vibrations that came through when I was doing all 12 of the specific zodiac sign reads. Let me actually flip through these real quick because I want to show you. I want to show you the card that kept coming up again and again. Yes, I know. I was like, David will be here because he's not going to be able to sleep. But I'm going to show you guys the cards or really I should say the one card that came up the strongest across the board. Almost every single reading had this in there. Hey there, Ian. And I use two decks. I use two lunar oracle decks. I use one called the Queen of the Moon, and I use the other one, which is the Moonology deck. A lot of people love the Moonology deck. It's a big bestseller. A lot of people use that. It's beautiful. I love it. Hey there, Nancy. So anyway, these are the cards that almost every sign that I read for the full moon individually had in their readings, and it was the supermoon. Supermoon card came up in almost every single reading that I did for the 12 signs for the full moon. So what does that really mean, The supermoon is actually when the moon is a little bit closer in apogee to the earth. Like, it actually is a little closer, and we feel it a little more because the moon not only it's coming a little closer to the earth's contact, but it is also going to usually be a situation where where the moon is looking bigger, from our perspective. And so, metaphysically, spiritually, emotionally, the way that kind of plays out for us when, you hear, sometimes you'll hear it on the news and they'll say, oh, it's a supermoon tonight. What does that mean? And we will still feel those moon cycles, but the supermoon, it really, as we see on here, emotions are running high. And we also have on the Queen of the Moon deck, the supermoon card's keyword is attraction, right? And you see the moon really, really large, really huge. It feels a little bit bigger than life. And I think that with with that coming up, even though I don't think that this particular full moon in Virgo was a supermoon, this was the card either from either one of these decks that was coming up in almost every reading I did for the individual signs. So I would say, emotions running high, absolutely. I've experienced that this week. And, some people may say, well, if your emotions are running high or things are kind of intense, maybe you need to lay back. Maybe you need to hold off on, having confrontations because they could get really heated. They could get really emotional. But the trouble is with this, because of those, those urgings, it's like people are going to come at you anyway because there's also that element of attraction. The emotions are coming up to the surface. They're being brought more fully. People are feeling them more intensely, and it's like they're coming at you with them. So sometimes you have no choice but to deal with it, to engage in it, and it's not always fun. So I feel like that has largely been what's coming up. I also see those supermoon cards as being something that is being brought to a culmination, a conclusion, a completion, because, you know, full moons always bring that about. They always bring the conclusion of some kind of subconscious or, you know, deep underlying energies. You know, the moon in astrology is very much, it's, I don't know, in some ways I would say the opposite of the sun, right? You know, the sun is the conscious mind. It's the identity and ego drives that we're very aware of. The moon is the subconscious. So I guess in a way it is really, you know, it's a little bit the opposite of that sun. It's the more feminine versus the more masculine, right? And the moon is sometimes what you're not always quite as consciously aware of that are driving you. Many different astrological methods, such as Chinese astrology, really do go more by the moon. And it's, you know, because the moon is what drives you from within. It's those subconscious needs, desires, and wants. And in some ways, that's even more important than the sun, what you're showing to other people, right? Because with the sun, it's very obvious. It's very clear. It's like, here's what I want. But the moon might be a little bit harder to figure out. I remember that when I was studying with my teacher, Lynn, she would always say that the sun is what you're very aware of. The moon is what you're not aware of. The moon is what you get to know about somebody later, right? The sun is more what you get to know right away, but it takes time to get to know the moon sign. And she would also always say, you have to do the needs of the moon sign very actively. And that means whatever that moon sign is for you, you have to do the things that are going to make that moon sign happy, right? So for me, it's a little bit easier sometimes because my sun and my moon are both in the same sign. They're both in Capricorn, less than, you know, a degree apart. They sit right next to each other. Capricorn sun, Capricorn moon. A Capricorn moon's needs. Yeah, we love to work. We love to succeed. We love to have things to work at. We like to have our ambitions. That's very, very fulfilling when we work hard at something and have the result. So yeah, that's a big thing. Oh yeah, Virgo sun and rising. Well, you'll be feeling that very strongly then, Anna, because that rising will be growing right across there. Hey Marie, hey Nancy. If I've missed anyone, Gwen is here. Good to see y'all. But yeah, so that's really, you know, that's the importance of the moon in astrology. It is, it's very key. You know, it's like whatever the moon is in, that's what you need to do. You need to do the things that will make that moon sign happy, you know. Like for me, to give up like the work that I love and not do that would make me miserable. I would want to go crazy, right? Because the moon sign would not be happy. Because it's that, you know, it's that subconscious energy. You got to nurture it, right? There's that nurturing side to the moon. So, you know, we have to nurture those moon sign energies, you know. It wants what it wants. If you've got a Leo moon, you need recognition. You need praise. You need to express yourself creatively as well. And, you know, because it's the moon, you may not really like to ask for it. Like, you need to have that appreciation, but you don't want to ask for it, right? You know, a Leo sun would be like, just gimme, gimme, gimme. Clap for me, applaud, you know. But a Leo moon won't do that. But you do need to express yourself creatively. A Leo moon has also got a real big heart for many times children or animals or both. They're very, like, they love what they love. Leo's a very loving sign. So yeah. Hey Silver Star, good to see you. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna start getting into that. But I always encourage you, you know, if you don't know your moon sign, definitely find it out. You know, when you're watching general readings from me or any other reader out there, you can always watch your moon sign. For me, it's easy. Like I said, my sun and moon are in the same sign, so I can just watch Capricorn and it's like, yeah, there it is. But if my moon was in Taurus or Gemini or somewhere else, right, you gotta go watch that to see what that's saying for you. So it really is helpful. Because it really addresses those inner motivations, those inner needs, those things that just make us feel comfy and cozy and right at home. You know, those are the things that'll bring you a lot of inner joy. Yeah. There's, you know, Leo's big-hearted. It has a deep need to express that. Yeah, deep need to express its creative side, its passionate side. Um, you know, definitely has a little bit of inner pride, boy. If you have a Leo moon, it's like people may not realize that about you, but you do have your pride, right? And if somebody really steps on it, they're gonna notice. They're gonna see it. You're gonna be like, oh. It definitely needs the pats on the back. You know, they don't like to ask for the appreciation, but they need it. You know, a Leo moon really needs that to feel like, yeah, I did a good job, you know? Yeah. All right, guys, let's start out. I'm going to do some tune-in forks for us tonight. It's been very rainy here, off and on. Like, earlier in the morning, we had a lot of thunderstorms and a lot of rain. Lightning. We had lightning outside. It's been kind of wild. Oh, that's good, Silver Star. Yeah, sleep is always tough for me. Like when I sleep well, it's great. But just like my mom, I've always struggled a little bit off and on with insomnia. It's the worst. Yeah. Oh, early spring in the southeast can be real strange. That's for sure. Yeah, it can be real strange here because like last week we were about to get snow. It can be such a mixed bag. Sometimes it's super warm and nice. We'll have days like that, and then it'll turn really icy. Sometimes it'll snow big. Sometimes we get thunderstorms, rainstorms. It's just all over the place. It feels good. I feel like the Virgo moon is a good last push to kind of cleanse things out before the spring starts. Because the spring starts just, on Sunday, the 20th. That's when the sun moves into Aries and starts us all over again. So it's a really good feel. Really good vibe. All right, so let's start out. I'm just going to do the same layout. Yeah, exactly, Gwen. Yeah, that sounds about like what we've got. Just real weird like that. Real all or nothing, kind of up and down. Yeah, I think they're going to get rid of the time change. Did you hear about that? I think that's great. I think people have wanted that like forever. So I don't think we're going to have it anymore. We're the only country that does it, and it's ridiculous. It's like this old farming thing, and it's just dumb. It's like there's no reason to keep changing the times back and forth. It just messes with everybody. It didn't bother me too much this time, I have to say. It wasn't bad. Occasionally it's messy, especially if you have a really structured schedule, right? Work schedule. That's the hardest. Is like if you've got very, set times that it's like these are the hours I work, these are the hours I sleep. That it can be super disruptive. That's always really miserable if you've got something like that. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna change it anymore, Anna. Yeah. All right, so dear spirit, guardians, angels, guides, ancestors, let's see what we have, please, for the collective, for the full moon in Virgo, the last full moon of the winter, as we're getting ready to approach the springtime. Let's see what kind of energies and messages are coming through for us as a group here. Yeah, good energy here. Meditation, and we've even got the little moon rising in the distance for our keyword. And so I think, yeah, peace, be still, rest the mind, rest your energy, because we are about to go into a very active cycle. When the sun hits Aries, it's like, fire, action, movement after kind of being in that, spiritual slumber for a little while, right? So yeah, for this, I think especially this weekend around this full moon, just meditate, be peaceful, relax, do whatever it is that you need to do to take good care of yourself. Let's see what's on the bottom. Yeah, guidance. And I think while you're doing that meditation, a lot of good guidance will come through. Yeah, this is a very peaceful feeling card as well. Just really kind of picking up on those universal energies or overtones. So I do feel like that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Hey there, Neytiri. Hey, Colin. Good to see you all in the chat. Let's get into our Moonology cards. Let's see what the past, present, future energies for the collective are looking like for this full moon. And like I said, all 12 of the zodiac reads are up. So if you haven't watched those, they were really good. That supermoon card was coming through strong for pretty much everyone. So check it out. All right, Spirit, let's see what we have, please. Past, present, future. And when I do past, present, future on the moon readings, that means, you know, the last 28 to 30 days, the last moon cycle, present energy coming through right now with the full moon, and then the next 30 days or so after that. So it's about a 60-day-ish, you know, reading cycle that the full moons usually encompass. Yeah. These are great. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling these. All right. What's passing away is, oh yeah, Pisces reading was amazing, Nancy. That was my favorite. It made me happy that I have so much Pisces in my chart. It's like, yeah, I'm claiming that one. Communication is key. New moon in Gemini. This is what's passing away. So I feel like, you know, over this last month, there was probably quite a lot of communication. And I really feel like that drove a lot of life cycles and changes, you know, good, bad, ugly, or otherwise, right? If communication was good, things went forward. If communication was poor or conflicted or argumentative or tense, it did not go forward. Some things probably got shut down quite a bit because of that. So, yeah, me too, Nancy. I liked it a lot. That Pisces read was beautiful. Yes. So this is what's going into the past position for the collective, is that new moon in Gemini. I also would say, you know, it's our mind probably over this last month's cycle was very active as well. I have a feeling that, you know, that's going to calm down quite a bit, you know, after, as this full moon wanes. I really do get that sense. And the extremes, oh my goodness, I feel this too. A lot of push and pull between the extremes with that hot moon, right? And like I said, this combination could be, yeah, definitely arguments, conflicts, back and forth, very strong differing of opinions, things like that, and really having to speak up maybe for yourself or do what's right for you. My goodness, yeah, that's an intensity right there with that. And I believe that the hot moon is the full moon of the Gemini season. I believe that it actually is. I know it's June or July. It's one of those hot months. So it is. It really fits in with that energy. Geminis would have been really highlighted this past month or so. That energy would have been really strong. So coming in presently, in with the Virgo full moon that we're experiencing right now, it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. So absolutely. Scorpio energy is those death cycles. It is release. It's, you know, getting ready for renewal, for rebirth and transformation. So I really do feel it's, you know, a bit of an out with the old and in with the new. Release any negative cycles, people, situations. Don't spend a lot of time invested or worried about them. Don't, you know, go down that feeling of like just overthinking it, over worrying it. It's like just do your best to release. And if you need to, talk to a therapist, talk to a counselor, talk to a trusted friend, because Scorpio keeps some secrets. Yes, they do. And so you need somebody that's going to be confidential. That's not going to go around and spread everything that you tell them. And Scorpio is also a very emotional and very psychological sign. It is a sign of healing on those deep levels. So it isn't just like a shallow release. This is a deep release. This is something that really gets us to purge completely, to get ready to be reborn, because the spring is right around the corner, and Scorpio says it is time to let the death cycle complete. It is time to be reborn like that phoenix from the ashes. Beautiful. And it feels so good. Yes. We have the pleasure card, you know, on top of this. And, you know, Scorpio also rules that energy of sexual pleasure and fulfillment, right? The climax, the apex. And that can really, you know, transform over into a spiritual lesson for us. That's why, you know, people always really like connect Scorpio with sex, and they're always like, oh, they're the sexy sign and da 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 da. But it's more than just them being like frisky. It's so much more than that. For them, you know, sexuality is a very sacred thing. It's a very you know, transformative experience. And so that's why, like, it takes it into this level of the soul. And to me, that's what this feels like. It's like a whole soul release. And the feeling of that is extremely, like, happy, a sense of relief, a sense of like, you know, it's all being lifted away. And of course we have the little butterflies in the corners of this card, which to me are very much a symbol of transformation, metamorphosis, going into the immediate future. The next 30 days after this full moon completes is nothing is yet set in stone, the mutable moon. Virgo is a mutable sign, so this particular full moon was a mutable moon energy, and mutable energies are Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, and Sagittarius. Those are our 4 mutable signs, and they are the most flexible, the most changeable, the most malleable, right? The fixed signs, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio, are the most stubborn, the most fixed in their ways, and the cardinal signs, Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, and Libra, are the most leadership-driven, the most ambitious, the most entrepreneurial self-starters that kind of want to get everybody moving. So that's kind of your energies. You got 3 modalities to the signs, and mutable is more flexible. So with nothing is yet set in stone, I would say over the next 30 days cycle, we do have the potential and the possibility to kind of, you know, adjust things, to rethink, reschedule, redo, you know, review. Nothing is yet stuck, right? Nothing is yet completely cast. So this gives definitely a sense of freedom, because it can feel like, okay, maybe I want to rethink this, or maybe I want to, you know, go back over that. And this gives you the ability to do that, which is good. Some people may not like this energy because it may feel a little bit wishy-washy, or, you know, a little bit like I can't quite put my feet down on the solid ground just yet because it's not ready to. But I would say, to really get what's good out of this energy, definitely be flexible, be, you know, willing to see other sides of a position, be willing to rethink or redo something. If you've got paperwork you're doing, or you've got a relationship you're rethinking, you know, so like that, you know, it really gives you that nice ability to be able to, you know, rework it if it needs to be before you, you know, submit the final project or product here. Go with the flow, go with those ocean waves, right? And be at peace. Look at that. Yes, pleasure and peace coming through. So, you know, whenever I see this card, it does make me think of Libra energy, because it just has that like balanced, kind of peaceful feeling to it. So I do feel that with this, and I believe, let's see, yes, that's a waning crescent as well. I like that too, because, you know, with this will be during that waning cycle. Is to just go with the flow. Wow, this is a go with the flow sort of future here. Try not to push things in any which direction. Try not to push your agendas or your, you know, stuff too hard. Try to compromise. Try to unify, you know, with that peace. And also, don't let anybody steal your peace, right? If anything is infringing on your peace of mind, or, you know, just you feeling better and good inside, don't let them do it. It's never worth it. Never worth it. Let's get a little tarot on this. Again, this is a collective read that we're doing right now, guys, if you're just joining the chat. And I will be opening up the chat after we finish for personal questions. Those are a $15 minimum donation. You can donate through the super chat option if you are here live, and you can also use my PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo links in the description box below. And you can ask whatever question you want with those. So let's get into our tarot. Same layout with the past, present, future columns. So let's see what we've got, guys. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely. I felt like a Queen of Swords yesterday. I sure did. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Yep. And we talked about that Libra energy and how nothing is worth your peace and your inner tranquility. And the Queen of Swords is absolutely about that. I feel like, you know, this last 30 days, boy, you've either had some encounters, some interactions, some conflicts, some communication. Okay, Gwen, I'll put you down first on the list. Thank you for that. That you have really had to put your boundaries down and your foot down. Queen of Swords, you know, to me is about those intellectual boundaries. It's like if you are infringing on my peace of mind, if you're disrespecting my wishes or my thoughts, then she will kick you out very quickly. She is feminine. Yes, she is. She is, but she is also very tough. Libra energy is very feminine because it's ruled by Venus, but it is a masculine sign. It's an air sign, so it doesn't shy away from using that sword when it has to, especially when somebody is bringing a big old mess into her court. You know, she's not big into time wasters. She's not big into people that are just going to mess around and upset her or upset the people around her. It can be that difficult situation, but it is about releasing people that are not good for you. It can be a very strong refocusing on your life, your goals, your career instead. So yeah, big time Queen of Swords this past 30 days. And yeah, it was all about bringing back greater balance into our life, because let's see, we've got the Temperance card on top of that Sagittarius energy. So, you know, Sagittarius is very much about following its personal truth and going in the best direction that it can. And I feel like as a result of putting your foot down or speaking your piece or saying what it is you needed to say, or being, you know, sometimes kind of harsh, honestly, just being really rather harsh about it, like, no, this is just not okay. It actually brought you back into a greater sense of peace and balance. And it also reminded you that you're a lot tougher and a lot more resilient than you think, because Temperance is about taking the impurities of life and using it to make you stronger. Going into the immediate future, lots of new thoughts and ideas coming through with this present energy. This, again, it's interesting. We talked about reworking and relooking at documentation, information. We've got the Page of Swords. So, you know, this is a little bit of a few things. Page of Swords is, you know, a young energy. All the pages are. It can be a little bit immature. It's Gemini energy. He can be a bit of a gossip. You know, this is one of those don't believe everything you read on the internet kind of cards, or, you know, everything you hear through the grapevine. Don't believe the gossip chain every time. So, you know, this is also really reviewing a lot of new information, because this is a card of thought. Pages are always messengers, so many times they do bring through a lot of messages, a lot of new information, and you really have to look it all over. So review documents carefully, you know, go through all of that really well, because this can bring a lot of new info your way with this. I think it's of a mostly positive nature. I really do, because with that pleasure card and the Scorpio card, it's like we're letting go of old negative thoughts and behaviors, and new ideas, new belief systems, new feelings are coming through, new messages from more positive energies. And look at this. Do we not notice? These are from two totally different cards, but look at the same darn butterflies here. I'm just pointing that out. I always notice the synchronicities in the artwork. So I just feel like, you know, there it is. It's that transformative energy at the same time that's buzzing around this card. There's a lot of transformation, yeah, and heading in a new direction. 2 pages. Look at this in the present energy coming through. Strong energy for Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, because it's the Page of Pentacles, it's Earth. I feel like this is setting your new intentions and saying, you know what, it's time for a new energy, it's time for a new direction. I may not have a lot to invest, I may not have a lot of time to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to start because I've got this coin that I know is worth something, and I'm going to invest. I got my walking shoes on, I got my backpack ready, so I'm ready to go. It is a youthful, fresh energy, right? It can be very enthusiastic with those pages come through. Hey, Francisco. Oh, yes, those butterflies. It's the same butterfly that they use in that emoji, that blue. That blue, it's so beautiful. Yeah. So going into the future, look at that. Yeah. Even though things are peaceful and they're going with the flow, it is speeding up. Eight of Wands, another Sagittarius card, right? It is about movement. It is about action. Sometimes it can feel a little overwhelming because it's like a lot of good things. Like, it's not bad things coming in. It's a lot of good things, but it can be like, I'm overwhelmed. I've got so many good things that I got to deal with. But that's not a bad problem to have. So I really do feel that, you know, what this is for the collective is really keeping your peace, going with the flow as you're dealing with a lot of new communication. Could be passionate communication, could be love messages sometimes. It could be planning to travel or take a trip or go somewhere new. It's always something good. It's a lot going on. It's a lot coming in, rapid changes. Yeah, get your ability to multitask going on because that will help you out. Thank you, Juan. I will put you down. You'll be number 2 on the list as soon as I finish this. All right, and clarifying the 8 of Wands is the Judgment card. Scorpio energy, but it's the higher vibration of the Scorpio energy. The Death card is our Scorpio card. Judgment card is our Pluto card. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, and so to me, this is the rebirth, right? We've talked about that with that Scorpio. That negative energy is being released. It's time for a fresh new start, fresh new beginning. You may feel like, you know, whole new life, second chances, again, Phoenix from the ashes, rising from the dead, and, you know, just feeling like, wow, I didn't even think any of this could be revived. I didn't think any of this could get better, but then it does. Wow, major arcanas on the bottom of the deck, the Strength card and the Chariot. We got Leo energy and Cancer energy represented here. So, you know, when you've got these two, the Chariot to me is always a card of success. It's victory, it's moving forward, and it's taking what it learned about its subconscious needs and energies, because it is lunar based, it is Cancer energy. Strength card is all about balancing those deep, heavy emotions symbolized by the lion, along with the image of spirit. The woman sitting by the lion is very much, you know, our symbol of divinity that is within all of us. And that lion is those emotions that can run. You know, we can be that roaring lion. And so really it's a symbol of what we have inside all of us. That's why I love the Strength card. You know, it's really about who we are inside. And I love that she's putting that little crown, you know, on the lion, calming that lion down, keeping him in a good place, because that's what it's all about, is keeping those emotions in a good place, and really balancing ourselves inside and out. Thank you, Anna. You'll be number 3. All right, we're going to get into just an affirmation on this collective read real quick, and then we will start our personals. Yeah, humility. God, I mean, that's huge. I love the owl that's sitting in there too. You know, to me, with that Strength card, that teaches us lessons of ego too, which are tough. They're really tough. Allow me, divine, to always accept the right assistance. I welcome your help in every way and delight in receiving it. Stand down to earth. I would say, you know, Virgo is a sign of humility. It is. It's a sign of being down to earth. Virgos can tend to be very self-effacing. Just their pure energy is that way. And yeah, it really is. It's definitely a symbol of that. Wow. All right, guys. This was a great read. All right, let's put the, I'm going to put these moon cards to the side. And we're going to get ready for the folks. All right, let me get a piece of paper. Let's see, apparently I don't have one that doesn't have a chart on it, but it's okay. All right, so number 1 was Gwen. Number 2 was Juan. And number 3 is Anna. And so this is going to be for 3/18/2022. So Gwen, let's have you start us off. What is your question of the night? Whatever you want, whatever they say, sock it to me. All right, we got the sock it to me reading coming up for you. All right, guys. Dear angels, divine beings of light, guardians, and ancestors, please let's give Gwen a full moon in Virgo reading. Let's see what is coming up for her and her highest and best good, please. Let's give her something awesome and powerful and clear. Let's start you out with the one oracle card. Ooh, look at what we said. We had that big message going with the flow here, and I kind of feel like that's what's setting the tone here. We even have a water dragon. 2 water dragons with the pearl of wisdom. Look at this is on the bottom. Look at that. Flow and rest. Yes. Oh my gosh. And that was so much in the future advice. So I feel like you're tapping right into that energy, you know, because in this card we've got a lot of different kinds of dragons, but these are definitely our little sea dragons or little sea serpents. So going with the flow, going with the rest, and you know that pearl, the pearl of wisdom, the pearl of knowledge. That's, you know, you always see in the especially the Asian depictions of the dragon always holding that pearl in its claw. That's what that's part of. So flow and rest. The more that you can de-stress, go with the flow. Don't worry things too much. I know that can be easier said than done, but that is a big part of the energy to, you know, tap into right now. Wow. All right, so let's get into your tarot advice. Let's see what we have for Gwen, please. Spirit, past, present, future. Advice for her. It is so much about work. I mean, I know that's been like this big thing. It really is. 8 of Pentacles right in the center. So, you know, this is that, you know, hang in there one day at a time. You know, there's a real entrepreneurial and a very strong student-teacher vibe to the 8 of Pentacles. It's like when you learn, you teach. When you teach, you learn. And I really do feel like that's quite a dynamic for you. You might be learning new things about, you know, your job. You might be learning, you know, what it is that you want to do in the future. This might be a great time to find a mentor or somebody that can give you the info that you need. Just paying attention to detail, being very much in the moment. That to me is the biggest thing about the 8 of Pentacles. It's staying in the moment. It's not worrying about the past or the future. It's just right now, working one day at a time, doing the best that they can each moment, each day. And when you're really attending to the moment, you're not going to feel as much of that stress. Clarified by the High Priestess. So yes, using your intuition, that's that lunar energy, you know, and really, really seeking out people that you feel comfortable with. You don't want to get advice from someone you feel sketchy about, right? It's like you only really want to work with people that you trust and feel deep in your soul, because the High Priestess is careful. Like, you know, she doesn't reveal everything to everyone, and she's very particular about who she involves herself with. In the immediate past, we have the 2 of Cups, so there's definitely some aligning kind of energy with relationships, with romance, with friends. You may have been making a decision recently to kind of continue something or to let something go, because this can be that feeling. But with the 2 of Cups, it kind of feels like there can be that energy of forgiveness. If it's something that's been ongoing, it's a feeling that, you know, maybe I'm not just ready, not yet quite ready to completely let this go or not. It's kind of like, don't give up on the people that you care about unless it really feels right to do so. clarify. By the Ten of Swords. So, wow, I mean, this is some full circle energy. That clarifies it quite a bit, because if in this relationship there's been any sort of betrayals, backstabbings, old wounds, difficult cycles, heated arguments, conflicts, etc., this is coming to the end, right? It's like there's an ending of a cycle here. Maybe taking a back step from a relationship, or ending it all together for your own peace of mind, for your own good. I love the Modern Witch Tarot. It really updates things for us. She's sitting there just, checking her phone. We all do that stuff. And it's like, it's really saying it's time to just put that darn phone down. Don't worry it. Don't, just let it go. Let them do their life. Let you do yours. That's a lot. That's a lot there. Going into the future, 5 of Cups. So I do feel you are working through some old energies here, Gwen. I feel like, this is some of those old disappointments, things that haven't worked out the greatest in relationships, especially love relationships. But the 2 of Cups are still standing. The 2 of Cups from the past. So it's like you're not sure if it's completely done yet. You're kind of like, well, you might be thinking a lot of this is really just not good. But there is still care. There is still care and concern there. Look for the hidden blessings. That's what I say. Always about that 5 of Cups. Because even though 3 of those cups have been knocked over, the 2 are still standing. And those are the cups of connection and healing. Always important to look at. Yeah, and I really do feel like it's up to you. It's totally up to you. And what honors you the most, because the Emperor is the summation of all the kings. It's Aries energy, which we are stepping into. Our Aries, season is just in 2 days. And so I do feel like it's a little bit like the ball is in your court. It will be directed where you lead it, right? And you've got to do what's right for you. You've got to take care of yourself first. I always say the biggest lesson about Aries, the most positive lesson that Aries brings us, is healthy self-love and doing what's right for ourselves and not letting other people run us down. That's a big thing. On the bottom, what you're focused on right here is the Chariot. This is Cancer energy. So I do feel within, you are very much a homebody right now. This is that homebody energy. You are very focused on having an emotional victory, on having an understanding of your deeper subconscious drives, needs, and urges. That's really a big deal. It's like you're getting very much in touch with, well, what is it that I want? What is it that's going to make me the happiest inside and out? And, again, the Chariot's the dark horse, the light horse. It's the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine coming together. And instead of the wild horses just running all over the place, you're very much guiding them forward. I feel like there's really, you're going forward. This is not stagnant energy here at all. This is not stagnant. It's learning a lot of lessons. And I do feel, yet again, you are working or wanting to work with people, but you're careful about it. You're particular about it. The 3 of Pentacles is a great collaborative energy. It is people coming together to create something bigger, better than the sum of their parts, right? In their traditional deck, this is, the acolyte and the priest coming to the architect to build a new temple or a new spiritual refuge. In this, modern version, it's the student, the artist, it's the teacher, the model. They're all working together to help her become a better artist, right? That's, it's the same energy. It's a collaborative, mutual work effort. And so I do feel like you're going towards that. You really want to work with good people. I mean, Virgo energy is all about organized groups working together, and that's so much your sign. And so I feel like you're really wanting that. Like, that's a deep kind of need of your soul. And I feel like you're more tapped into that than ever. It's like, if only I could find just a few good people to work with or collaborate with and have a good team. I feel like that's kind of what that's saying. On the top, crowning the spread, 4 of Cups, babe. Try not to get tunnel vision about all of this, right? 4 of Cups is so much about focusing so much on only what's right in front of you or what's right on your mind that sometimes we miss the good stuff coming in around the corner. So I would say if you've got a couple of different things that you're looking at or working at, give them equal time, right? Don't get too hyper-focused on just one thing working out. Look at them all. And don't be too myopic, because there could be some other things that could be offered to you. And if you're not looking around, you know, to see the other things, you might miss them. Those little opportunities can sometimes be very subtle in that way. So let's get into a clarifier. 4 of Cups, please. Yeah, and it's because this is causing you a lot of worry, a lot of frustration, a lot of sleepless nights with the 9 of Swords, right? Instead of worrying so much about it, it's better to stay in a balanced place, because you may be sitting there going, oh my gosh, I've missed this old opportunity. Is another one going to come around? Yes, it will, but it's time to relax. It's time to go with the flow. It's time to readjust your focus. I really do feel like things are going to work out. It's just a matter of timing, and it's a matter of, you know, seeing all the different opportunities coming in around you and going towards this collaborative work. I really feel like that's what you're kind of feeling is going to be really super good for you here. Where did my card go? There it is. It fell off. All right, Spirit, let's get some advice, please, and an outcome for Miss Gwen here on her reading. Let's have that too as well. Yeah. Really nice. Ooh! Woo! Suggested approach here, Gwen, is the King of Cups. Cancer energy. This is trustworthy people that you know you can count on and rely on. Again, more Cancer energy. So I'm almost wondering if you'd be working with a Cancer or a fellow or a water sign here, Scorpio Pisces. This is excellent. This is excellent advice. It fits beautifully in with the Chariot and with the High Priestess. And to me, these are all lunar based. They're all subconscious energies and alignments. Really nice. Like, really nice. This is the kind of people you want to align with. The ones that tap your soul and make you go, yeah, I can trust that one. Right? Or someone you have some good history with. That as well. Making good emotional decisions as well. Wow. And I mean, you are... Only commit to the ones that you know have your back here. Look at that Hierophant card, the Taurus energy. And this is all about commitments, whether it's relationships, jobs, spiritual path. Yeah, only make those commitments to people that you feel really strongly have your back, that you know you can trust. And, you know, be that kind of person yourself. That's it. Outcome is amazing. Look at this, the Ace of Cups. This is like huge blessings, pure bliss, pure joy, blessings from the divine on your spirit, on your heart. I feel like anything that has been troublesome in the past, you know, that 10 of Swords with the 2 cups, I feel like a lot of things will be healed. Emotionally, spiritually, there is a ton of healing on that card. Let's clarify that as well. But that's a fabulous outcome card. It doesn't really get a whole lot better. Knight of Swords, and it's coming in fast. It's coming in very quick. And there could also be people coming in very quickly with a lot on their mind and a lot to say to you, because the Knight of Swords usually does come in very rapidly with a whole lot of information. On the bottom of the first deck, 10 of Cups. You have so much water here at the end of this reading. It's like Ace of Cups, King of Cups, 10 of Cups. I feel like the potentials for like happiness and, oh my God, amazing outcomes. Look at the Star card. Light at the end of the tunnel. Finally feeling like the corner is being turned. This is great energy. It really is. Let's get an affirmation on this read for you, Gwen. Ooh, that one wanted to flip. Okay. Right now, stay in the present and don't get too far ahead of the flow. The flow. Yes. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come than can be handled each moment. That is so perfect. It's what we started out with the 8 of Pentacles. Take it each moment. Focus on each moment. What a great read. I'm glad you set that up, Gwen, because boy, they definitely had a lot to tell you tonight. That was great. Does not get a whole lot better. Yeah. Take care, Nancy. Good to see you in here. All right. Beautiful. That was a really good read, one. Very positive. Yeah, that's the Sock It To Me reading. Turned out pretty darn good. All right. Is Juan in the house? I've got him up next. And whatever question he has, go ahead for that. Yeah, it was great. That's such a nice outcome. Such good cards at the end. It's like, oh my goodness. It was so good. Be in a romantic relationship. All right. First off, I'm going to grab my Angel Answers deck because I like using that deck for questions like that, if I can find it. That's the question. Will I find my deck? I've got too many. Hold on one second. I'm going to look for it. Answers. There you are. Yay. Gotcha. All right. And that's a tough question, Juan. I think that is, because it's one of those things that's not entirely up to ourselves. And so that's something I always, preface any sort of love questions like that with. It's that, it has a lot to do with when the other person is right and ready for us as well. So let's see what we've got for you. Let's see what comes up. All right, dear angels, dear ancestors, guardians, guides, please let's look into Juan's love life a little bit. Let's see when a proper romantic partner will be coming in, if possible. What will be the nature of the connection, and what kind of signs to look for, please. All right, so the first card out was abundance. Then we have look for a sign. So I do feel it's important to pay attention to the signs. When we have that card of abundance, that almost gives me a feeling that it might be something that you meet through work or some kind of mutual goal or something you're doing together with other people, because there is that focus on abundance and prosperity. It also says there's something better. So if you have gone through like some bad breakups, a difficult relationship, etc., that's because there was something better for you and you don't need to worry. Things will fall into place at the right timing, right? That is very, very nice to see, because it's really letting you know that whatever you might have lost in the past is not something to worry about, because it was setting you up for something better. And we do have on the bottom that it's up to you. So there is a lot of this sort of, maybe need to just open up, to talk to people, to, direct yourself outward, because, we're not always ready. We're not always ready for a relationship. We're not always ready for it. And they're not always ready for us. But this is really saying, it's like that is up to very much your own energy, your own direction, and where you go, where you position yourself. So don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't be afraid to open up to others. I'm going to go ahead and do some tarot for you as well to kind of get an idea of maybe what kind of person, what kind of situation you may be looking at. And Juan, I don't know what your astrology sign is. If you feel comfortable sharing that, you can. Sometimes that can help a little bit with sort of knowing what things are looking like. So, dear Spirit, let's see what we have for Juan in the tarot, past, present, future, around the question of when a love connection will come to them. I also want to point out, in the Angel Answer deck, we really didn't have a whole lot in the way of timing, because those cards have some very specific timing cards, right? They have things like in a week or a month or a year or something like that, but we didn't get any of those. So I would say stay very open and very fluid, right? This isn't like, oh, in 2 weeks, there they are. It's not going to be like that. That's the feeling I get. Pisces sun sign. Okay. So happy birthday. You just had one. In the immediate past, we have the Magician card. This can be Gemini or Virgo energy, so this is what was in the immediate past or maybe even distant past for you. The Magician is really a sense of rebuilding things. You may have been dealing with someone who was like a Gemini or a Virgo, which are not very good signs for Pisces. I will say those are a little bit more challenging. But there also, I think, has been a real focus for you on rebuilding your life recently. Like you've really been trying to put some things together. You may have been either starting a business, starting a new job, recovering after something that either fell apart or you just simply did not like. Like you've been really putting something new together, using your personal magic, your personal resources, your talents, your abilities, your energy, your drive. And there you are. Yeah, and it's required some sacrifice. I think you've really let some things go in the past here with the Hanged Man. This is one of the Pisces power cards. You haven't been in a romantic relationship before. Gotcha. So if that's the case, then yeah, this is all new for you. The Magician is the start of something new. It's initiation. And so I feel like the Hanged Man coming through is really saying, don't be afraid to release what you need to in order to go to the next level, because that's one of your power cards. And in the case of there being something better coming, or there is something better, that if you haven't been in a relationship before, it helps me know that, because I feel like, that kind of card can give an extra message of saying you may not want to choose the first person you're attracted to. Don't nail yourself down or don't commit too quick, right? Because there might be something even better. So just, when love is new, it's like keep it casual, keep it light, get to know different people, get to observe what they're like, what they do, how they behave. Pisces is such a loving sign and they care so much, they give so much. So the last thing I want you to do is get like badly hurt, because Pisces folks, I got Venus in Pisces, and we can get hurt really, really easy in love. And so you're soft-hearted folks, and it's like, that's why I just say, slow and steady wins the race. Take it one step at a time. Get to know people before you jump in too fast. That's just my basic advice. You can take that or leave it. Right in the center, we have the Ego card. This is the same as the Devil. It's Capricorn energy. Capricorn is actually not a bad sign for Pisces. I love that combination, actually. So you might be looking at a Capricorn or an Earth sign in the future. But I also think that this is about releasing yourself from anything that is negative for you. The Devil card is very much about releasing anything that has held you back, anything that keeps you stagnant, fearful, etc. So it's like there's a little bit of self-examination here. I would also say I feel like in some ways you're more focused on work, career, and some of your own personal success. And maybe that's a big reason why you haven't been in a romantic relationship yet, because there is a big focus on that. So you may be making some choices that are healthier for you. Maybe you're stepping into greater work-life balance here, where it's like, you know what, if all I do is work, if all I do is that, then I don't have any time to be social. I don't have any time to get to know people, and that's really got to be addressed. And the Three of Wands. So I do feel in some ways, don't stress out too much about finding that person, because I feel like when the timing is right, it's going to come to you. This Three of Wands is here. Be open, be in the flow. Don't hesitate to communicate and talk to other people, get to know them, observe them, see what they're like. But I feel like the right thing is going to come to you. The Three of Wands is waiting for your ships to come in. You don't really have to chase it down. It just comes very naturally. Going into the future, though, we've got this Nine of Pentacles, more Virgo energy, and this to me is that very strong entrepreneurial energy, guys. I feel like with this, there is again a focus on your work, a focus on yourself, a focus on building up a strong foundation for yourself. You know, the feeling I almost get with this is that you will be focusing on this more before you focus on a relationship. But I also feel that the more you build yourself up, the more that you have a nice, stable understanding of who you are and what you're about, the better that love will flow. And we have the Nine of Cups. This is beautiful, actually, Juan. I really like this because it's a 9 and a 9, and the top is the 10. So I really feel like this is going in the right direction. I feel like you're doing what you need to do. I don't feel like telling you, oh no, you need to stop or you need to change direction entirely. I feel like this is very positive because this to me is my entrepreneur energy. This is somebody that's really working at what they love, working towards their success and good outcomes. The Nine of Cups is going in the direction of your dreams, wishes coming true. So don't give up. Don't stop. Those are just wonderful cards to have. And it's a nice balance because it's earth and it's water. Water is the, you know, symbol of the emotions and the heart. So I feel like, you know, the right love will come. It will. And it'll come as very much a result of you working strongly at what you love. The signs that I could really see strongly represented here for you are Capricorn, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and Virgo. Those are the strongest in here. So let's get into some outcome energy and the best approach. Again, I feel like you right now, you are more focused on work than love, really. Like this, it's all over this reading with the Queen of Swords. Like you're just like, it's, or if you're not, you probably should be, because this is saying, you know, don't let a relationship mess up the good things that you have already going in your life. But it is a work-life balance, right? It's a work-life balance. That's why the Nine of Pentacles with the Nine of Cups is so positive, because the Pentacles is work, the Cups are love, right? Or social connections. And so I do feel like it's very important to keep that balance. And the Queen of Swords says, if you get a bad feeling about somebody, don't be afraid to swim right away, right? Do not stick around with them. Yeah, Six of Wands, because that's what's going to get success for you. Yeah, focusing on your health, your well-being, your personal happiness, honestly, is where the greatest success comes. The Six of Wands is wonderful. It's achievement, victory, recognized success. You have great cards in here. I really like what you got. So I feel like, you know, there are good things. There are very good things, but don't settle for less than you're worth. Don't settle for someone who's just going to break your heart or is not really fulfilling you. That's a big thing too. The more that you focus on your own happiness, the more healthy and the stronger you will be when you step into a love relationship here. And you are going to have some choices because our outcome card is the Seven of Cups. You will have some choices. There will be some different people to choose between, because that is a card of having a lot of options. And once you have those options, you will have to gain clarity, stop procrastinating, and make a choice. And the Knight of Wands, then you got to go for it. You got the Six of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So I do think that you will be making a good move forward once you have all the options available to you. But you know, there's a lot of fire in here at the end, and I'm telling you, Nine of Wands and the Ace of Wands here on the bottom, this is really remembering to protect your personal energy. And as somebody that has a lot of Pisces in their chart, I will tell you that is the biggest thing, because we love, oh, we love deep and through and through and through. But I do feel that you've got to protect yourself as well. If somebody's not treating you right, please don't waste your time with them, right? Ace of Wands is big, beautiful gifts of vitality, passion, brand new life coming through. So there's some really good things on the way. But the stronger that you are within yourself going into love, the better it will turn out, even if the relationship doesn't turn out and there is something better, right? Because you'll know your worth, you'll know your value. That's why I always feel like a cautionary thing with Pisces, because you guys, the one of the toughest things about Pisces is that they can end up in relationships where someone's really taking advantage of them, and you want to be very aware of that so that you get into something good, and if it's not good, that you get out of it so that you can choose another option. So let's get an affirmation card on this one. I like your cards coming out. Hope you check back with us. Let us know how things are going. And you had this, the sacrifice energy. There's something you've been letting go of, something that you've been releasing. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know you well enough yet. But sometimes surrender is painful. Yeah. God is cutting away all that needs to go, old illusions, obsessions, or addictions. It's a sacrifice for love, right? So there may be some things that you're letting go that could be a little challenging at times in order to make way for greater love or greater love opportunities. Wow. That's deep. You had the Hangman, the same energy of sacrifice and release to attain something greater. Yeah. Beautiful read. It's a beautiful reading. All right. Anna, you are next, sweetheart. Hope you are well. Go ahead and hit us with your question of the evening. You're welcome, Juan, and come back anytime. Let us know how it's going. Let us know. But I think that's a really good start for you here. It's a really good start. Yeah. It feels good. It feels good. Focus especially on your happiness. Focus on strengthening yourself. That's what I would say. My experience is a fishy Capricorn, a very fishy Capricorn. Blitzkrieg Pop. Wow, everybody's coming in with some fiery energy here tonight. All right. I don't know what to call this one. Boom! Anna wants the Blitzkrieg reading. Anna, remind me what your astrology is again. I think you said at the beginning, but my brain is a little bit scrambled. If you know your sun, moon, rising, Venus, things like that, you can throw those out to me. Either way, we'll get it. We'll get it. Oh my goodness. We got the wild ones in here this evening. The full moon brings them out, you know? Virgo sun, Leo moon. I thought she said Leo moon. Yeah, Leo sun and Virgo moon and Virgo rising. No, Virgo sun, Virgo rising, Leo moon. Oh, that's interesting. You probably have your moon sign in the 12th house like I do. Yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it? Yeah, moon in the 12th house is sensitive. Oh, I'm so all kinds of sensitive. Oh, yes, it is. Yeah, we do. The best people. The best people up at night. All right. All my nocturnal folks. Let's see what we've got for Anna Daron, please, Spirit. Let's see what we have. Anything she needs to see for her highest and best good. Your ancestors, guardians, guides, angels. Whatever advice you can bring her away will be appreciated. Yeah. Ooh. Nice. Okay. Structure is the first key word. So I feel like when I see the structure card, it's like giving structure to your dreams, building a good foundation, You know, the energy of this feels very much like you're building a solid foundation underneath something. It just feels like you're really fortifying yourself. Oh, I love those owls. That's the wildest experience I've ever had. I have never heard that many that loud at a time. And I walk at night a good bit and I hear my owls, but I've never experienced anything like that in all my life. And on the bottom, Anna, is listen to yourself. You know, nobody can tell you what's right for you. Even someone like me, you know, definitely not someone. It's just, you know what's right for you. You can have all kinds of people outside, well, I would do it this way, well, I would do it that way. But deep down in your heart and soul, you know what you want and you know the way that you want to go about it. So it's like when it comes to structuring and building your life, it's like listen to your intuition, listen to what it is you want to do. Still trying to find a place. Yeah, so yeah, there it is. You're looking for the right structure, you're looking for the right foundation, you're looking for this right place to ground and root, right? Because I always feel that that's really important. You know, that kind of sense of like home, sense of like comfort is really a big deal. And I don't feel like anybody can tell you when you find the right thing, you'll just know it. You will just know it. You'll feel it. It won't even be a question. Wow. Let's get into some tarot, please, for Anna. Let's go ahead and I'm going to spray a little bit of this, clear the air a bit. Some sage spray. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Oh yeah, and I would be careful. Just be careful of sneaky people or people that are just kind of. That's coming up in there a little bit too here. So right in the center, we do have the Renewal card. I feel like you've already had to make a lot of big decisions. You might have really cut some things out of your life or some people out of your life. So it's really like starting things all over. The major, really icky transitions and death cycles have already been completed. And so this is like a whole new life being reborn. Remember, we had this for the collective in the future position. So this kind of fits right into that energy as well, because that is like the phoenix from the ashes after the death, right? Those are both those Scorpio cards. So they really are about, you know, being reborn, having a new chance in life, choosing a new direction. And again, you know, in that on that card it says, in your heart you know what to do. You know, so it's listening to yourself and what's right for you, what's going to be good for you. You know it. No one else can tell you that stuff. Yeah, that's the most annoying too, is when people tell you, oh, I wouldn't have done that. And he's like, yeah, but it was right for me. Maybe it wouldn't have been right for you, but it was right for me. So you can't second guess it. On the top, we've got the Four of Pentacles. So I feel like you are still very guarded. You're very careful. You might be a bit in a defensive position at sometimes. The Four of Pentacles is strong Capricorn energy, so it's very careful on how it proceeds. It's, you know, it's watching out for its heart chakra. It's watching out for its sense of stability, foundation, and grounding. It's watching out for its higher self. It really is, you know. And this is that, like, not wanting to get taken advantage of kind of energy. It's like you don't want to get hurt in love. You don't want to get taken advantage of financially. You don't want to get, snookered. That's the feeling. Like, you're just being very guarded there. And that's not always the wrong thing. If you've been through a lot, right, it's like you've got to be self-protective. The key with the Four of Pentacles is always maintaining the balance of how much do you hold in, how much do you protect, and how much do you open up. That's always finding the balance. But see, in this position, yeah, and that's, that's a big reason why that Four of Pentacles will come up, is when we're in a transition of reclaiming our power, especially if we've been hurt or, gone through some trauma, and we're really kind of self-protective, and we're just being more careful. We're just being a little more careful, a little bit more on guard. It's like, okay. But this position in the past with this Two of Swords, that Libra energy, you've definitely had to make some choices. Sometimes they weren't very fun to make, or you maybe procrastinated about them a lot before you did it. But once you made the choices, you felt a lot better, right? It's like once you kind of followed your heart, rather than trying to make everybody else happy, it was like, oh, no, it just starts to feel a lot better. Wow, let's get a clarifier on that too. Oh yeah, big leaving behind. Oh my goodness, Anna. Eight of Cups. That's like breakup energy. That's leaving some kind of really negative situation behind energy. Anything that wasn't emotionally or, you know, mentally fulfilling, spiritually fulfilling. It's like, I'm out of here. You know, there might have been some good things about it, right? There's still those Eight of Cups, but there was that really big key critical missing piece. It's like, this just isn't doing it for me. Moon is waning. This is a card of release. So this was a big decision to let something major go. And it definitely was a head and heart decision. Oh, Marie, no one after this. So if you want one, you would be next. Going into the future, Anna, we do have the Seven of Swords. So I really feel like you're very on watch for any kind of sneaky people. Anybody that would pull a fast one on you. Energy thieves, narcissists, vampires, these kind of folks, people that don't have enough energy to create good things to their life, so they, you know, they steal it from others, right? Hi, Aditi. Yes, it's a $15 minimum donation. You can do it through the Super Chat or through my PayPal, CashApp, or Venmo links below in the description box. So Anna, yeah, Seven of Swords in the future. I feel like more that this is you being on guard. But I would also say that, you know, just be cautious around new people, especially that you don't know very well and you're not quite sure what they'll do. Get to know them first, right? Get to know them, because that Seven of Swords, it can be those little sneakies, them sneaky sneakies. Thank you, Marie. I'll get you on the list, babe. I'll put you down next. Gotcha. Alrighty. You know, whenever the Seven of Swords comes up, I never want people to be like paranoid, because it is kind of that icky card. It can be those kind of unsavory folks. But it's a great heads up card. It really is. It's actually good to get it, because it's like, okay, now you know. Like, you know to watch out for people with ulterior motives, people that have agendas, people that are messing around. So let's clarify that. What's the Seven of Swords about here for Anna? Seven of Wands. Yeah, I just look at that. 7 and 7. You're very on guard. Like, and I think that that's more the interpretation of this, especially with that clarifier, is like, you're really on guard for people that might take advantage of you. You are feeling very careful, very cautious, very much like you've got the higher position. You're seeing what's coming at you. You know what's up. And the biggest thing is to not be too paranoid, right? Because the Seven of Wands sometimes can just be sticks stuck in the ground and you're just fighting with sticks. Sometimes it really is something that you need to defend yourself against. So choose your battles. You don't have to fight them all, but you are super vigilant. You are very much on guard right now. That's a part of it. Deep in your heart, though, here's the subconscious position, is the Ace of Cups. So I do feel like deep in your heart, you actually know that you're doing what's right for you. This is a beautiful card of blessing, spiritual and emotional abundance. I feel like deep within, like you are this beautiful wellspring of, you know, emotion and bliss and joy and inner peace. Like, you really have everything you need inside of you. And when you ask for it, Spirit gives you more of that. It's really nice. Like, in spite of everything that's kind of going on up above the surface, inside you really do have this core of deep spiritual abundance. Is just gorgeous. If anything, you know, I feel like that is, and it's on the way. Like, I feel like more spiritual and emotional gifts, healing, ability to recover, it's like it's on the way with that Three of Wands. You don't even have to like chase it down. It's coming to you. So nice. On the top, yeah, message from Spirit. They're really acknowledging, yeah, you've been through a minute. You've been through some really big disappointments. But again, not all is lost. This Two of Cups is still standing. So to me, you know, the Five of Cups is a card that says it's time, you know, if it's time to mourn, go ahead and mourn. Grieve what the things are that have changed or have, you know, been disappointing or that you've lost. But remember that not all is lost. Look for the hidden blessings. It will come out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you've walked away from some heavy things, and you're really renewing your foundations. The Devil card, Capricorn energy. You know, you really have set yourself free from some things, and it was probably difficult, even though you knew it was for the best. But it does give you the opportunity to set a better foundation. You know, because the Devil energy, it can be just feeling really stuck to a bad old routine, right? And it's all about freeing yourself. That's why I always say the Devil card is not a bad card. It's about acknowledging the things that keep you in any kind of stagnant position and then allow you to release it, set a better foundation, right? It's kind of like money being a good servant but a bad master, you know, or addictions being a bad master. It's that kind of thing, right? That's the Devil energy. And it makes sense that it's Capricorn, because nobody can get stuck in a darn rut or a routine or a thankless job like a Capricorn, because we're just like, yeah, this is fine, because we kind of, you know, we thrive on monotony. We don't mind things being basically the same each day. But if it's not healthy, it's not good to do the same thing each day. So it's going to step out of it. All right, Anna, let's get you some advice and potential outcome on this. Yeah, free yourself, honey. Oh my goodness, this is very strong. Yeah, the suggested approach is the Eight of Swords. So it really is, it's time to free yourself up. We're going from the Seven of Swords to this Eight of Swords. And so it's like, this is really rebuilding your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your self-worth, because the Eight of Swords to me is always those mental patterns of telling ourselves we're not good enough, that we can't do it, that we're not worthy, etc., etc. And it really is. It's like those bonds are very light, just like our thoughts. They come and go, and we have the ability to break free from them anytime we decide. But this is definitely rebuilding your confidence, stepping into a more empowered place where you're able to take greater action. Yes, there it is. Setting your fears, anxieties, worries aside and taking the leap of faith. There it is, the Fool. The Spirit knows the way. Don't worry too much. Don't fall into your worries or anxieties or negative self, ideas or thoughts. Going into the outcome card. Balance, temperance, very, very nice. It is Sagittarius. So it can sometimes indicate a move or travel, because Sag is all about that. It can also indicate learning something new, stepping into a greater place of balance, one foot on the earth, the logical, practical side, and then one foot in the water, the emotional, spiritual, intuitive side. It also is a card that I love because it tells us we are much stronger than we thought we were. Because the whole thing about temperance, that is adding impurities into metal. That's actually tempering steel, right? Is you put that in there to make the metal stronger. Otherwise, it's not going to be as resilient, right? So it's really saying the difficulties, the impurities, the challenges of life, they make us stronger. They make us tougher. They give us greater understanding, greater patience, greater balance. I think that this can also be a good card of community at times, like you're blending your ideas and thoughts with those of others and creating something very beautiful. And Sagittarius is a lucky sign. So I feel good about that. And strength, look at that. You got two major arcanas coming out as your outcome, temperance and strength. So yet again, to me, this is a, Leo energy, Sag energy is very fiery. So I feel like there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of greater enthusiasm and vitality coming your way and, rising from all of the situations you're going through. And it is, both of these cards are cards of balance. Notice that, the strength card is, like we talked about, is very much about balancing our inner spirit with our outer emotional state, right? How we act in life, how that lion roars or not, right? Do we want to be a roaring lion or a purring lion? I think we'd rather be a purring lion, yeah. But this is definitely about finding your personal balance, your personal strength. Yay, look at the back. Yeah, so you are starting some new projects, some new cycles with that Page of Pentacles. Definitely new things moving forward, new investments. There is a little bit of that energy of the student here. We're learning something, going back to school, getting a new job, something like that with the Page of Pentacles. Always my little adventurer card. So it is like, oh, it's a whole new adventure. And with the Ten of Cups aspecting that, it's got a really great chance of a beautiful outcome. It's a great read. You're going through it, but you're going to get through it. You know, you're going through it, but you're going to get through it. Just finding your inner harmony. You know, that card in the beginning of listening to yourself for your structure. That's it. It's like you're building something and you're calling the shots here. No one gets to tell you what's right for you but you. You know, unless it's somebody that, you know, really has your back and is coming from a higher place of really just wanting the best for you, right? It can be hard to find people that don't have agendas or ulterior motives. It can be really hard to find that. It's unfortunate. I've gone through that. I think everybody goes through that. See, my parents were not people with ulterior motives. Like, they didn't have agendas on people for, you know, conditions of friendship, etc. And it's like, so I kind of grew up thinking, oh yeah, everybody just wants to be friends. Like, no. No, they don't. A lot of them want something. Oh, let's get an affirmation, please, Spirit, for Anna. Look at that. That humility card is coming out again. And I think, wasn't that was the card for the collective. That was, and I said it really fits in. And look at that owl in there, right? Seeing through the dark, seeing through clearly to the heart of the matter. Allow me, divine, to always accept the right assistance. Yeah, it's the right assistance, right? So important. I welcome your help in every way and delight in receiving it. It's that, to me, it's that feeling of, you know, I always say that whenever I, you know, pray or do a ritual or meditate, it's like, I can't do it without you. When I talk to spirits, like, I can't do it without you. We can't really, not really. We can't do it without that help. You know, otherwise we're just a bag of bones walking around. Well, thank you, Anna. That was a great read. Stay strong. I know you will. You got that in you. It's like you're doing the right thing for yourself now, I think. It feels very good. You're welcome. All right, we got Marie Henson up next in the chat. And she's gonna hit us with a hot question. Everybody's been doing it. Or a general hot question. We can do that too. You will, Anna. One step at a time. It's, you know, it's very much like that was, you know, it's so much in the collective. It was in Gwen's reading too, and you both are Virgos, so you share a little bit of energy there, sure. And it's like it is about staying in it one step at a time. One step at a time, one day at a time, because, you know, tomorrow's not promised to any of us, right? And the past is, we can't redo it. It's done. So all we have is the now. And that is, I think, one of the hardest things, but the most freeing things that we can focus on. It's like that old Eckhart Tolle book, The Power of Now. There was a big reason that book made this big impact, right? Because it was like, yeah, that's the only power we have, because all we ever have is right now. And most of the time right now, we're doing just fine, right? Like, I'm fine right now. I'm sitting here hanging out with y'all. I got my juice. I got my cards. I'm sitting in a warm place. I'm out of the rain and the weather. Things are fine, right? But if we let our brain start doing stuff, it's like, oh, but what about that? And what about this that happened yesterday? And what about what could happen in a month or what could happen in a year? And it's like, that's not even here. It's not even here. So why are you worried about it? It makes no sense. But our brains compulsively want to go there. And it's like reining them back in. It's like a little kid. It's like, come on back over here, honey. I know you want to go look at all the comic books and stick your hand in all the candy. I know. Come back over here, brain. Come back. It is just a thing to keep it in check. So tough. Yeah. Gratitude is huge, Marie. She's got a very good point there. You know, gratitude is also, to me, a energy of being present. Because when we have that gratitude, that means we're really fully noticing and appreciating what we have in the now. That's it. And without that, I would never get any peace or any rest. I just wouldn't, you know, because it's like your brain. And anytime I have compulsive thought or anytime I wake up and can't go back to sleep because the brain's it's because it's thinking and worrying about something other than the now. The only time to act, the only time to do anything is right now. It's not yesterday and it's not tomorrow. It's in the moment. You can plan for things, you know, but when do you do that? Yet again, we make those plans, we do those things, we do them always in the present moment. It's never the next day. And once you get to the future that you worried about in the now, it's still now. Petey does have his health. Oh, little buddy. He's such a good little thing. I talked to a vet today. She does holistic services, which is kind of cool. Like, you know, she does acupuncture and things like that for pets. She also offers house calls, which is good because they can come to you, especially when you have a very old bunny and you don't want to move them around too much. And she does do, you know, at-home euthanasia if or when I have to do that. But overall, yeah, he's just living his little life. He's trucking it out and no stress, you know. I'm not pushing on him. He'll be here as long as he'll be here, and he's a good boy. He's a good little heart. I was talking to a friend yesterday about that. Marie, I'm sorry if I've been chit-chatting and missed your question. Okay, she didn't post one yet. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready for you. But yeah, Petey's doing good, and the other two buns are doing real good. Petey, Bunsen, and Arthur, they're all doing well. The little duchies, they're so sweet. They're so sweet. The only thing is that when you got all these rabbits, it's like just finding time to love on all of them is the thing. It's a good problem to have, but they are just, you know, they always want the love. They always want the love. In all caps, look up. Gosh, okay, sorry. I don't think I see it, Marie. I don't know if it went through. The messages that I have are gratitude for what I have today. Petey has his health. I don't know if I see your donation. Other than that, I don't see a direct question. So you might want to try reposting it. It started raining just a little bit ago, but now it's calmed back down here. Yeah, just repost it, Marie, because I don't think it went through. Yeah, but things are good. Things are nice and peaceful and quiet. I got a lot of sleep today, which was excellent. I needed it. Just hanging out, being a dragon. I wonder if David was able to get to sleep. The full moons keep him awake. I want to make. What goes down must come up. It's done. It's to buy before. Just let it grow for a while. Okay. So investment question, our opportunity. Let's see what comes up for you, Marie. And whatever you want to add to it, just let me know. Oh, God. We got us one. Full moon's got to bring out a troll. Okay, so Marie, yeah. Let's see what we have. Dear angels, guardians, guides, and friends. Let's see what we have for Marie. She has a question about investment opportunity. How is that going to work out? How's that going to grow? Anything that we can tell her for her highest and best good, please. Let's see what that is. There's all different kinds of troll, Silver Star. We all know that, right? Interesting card, Marie, to come up. We have got the Change Perspective card. And I love how we've got, you know, that image of the full moon in this card. So, there's something about this or something about the nature of it that might require you to see it from a different viewpoint or a different angle. There may be more than one way to approach it or to manage it. That's kind of what I see. We also have discipline. So, you know, when I see that card, this always feels like it's a little bit of timing. You know, it takes a little time, takes a little effort, and it's kind of like the ability to see it through. You know, with the discipline energy, it's like one step at a time. It's not super rapid, right? So it's like, just be patient, hang in there with it. There, like you said, there could be ups and downs. It's, you know, but just hanging in there with it is important. You know, just doing that dedicated maintenance one day at a time, but be willing to see some different aspects of the situation as well. There's different sorts of trolls. There's sexual trolls. That's what we just had. There are political trolls. There are religious trolls. They're just trolls. Like, just, you know, random weirdos. Like, that just say something strange. There's all kinds. Like, there's a troll for all occasions. There's also insult trolls that, like, will come in here and just say something about me. Marie, let's see what we have in the tarot for you. See what we have got, please, Spirit, for Marie around her investment energies right now. Very nice card for the center. Ooh, yeah. Very nice. Okay, so right in the center, Seven of Pentacles. That's a fabulous card when you're cultivating, you know, business, money, investments, putting the seeds in the ground, letting them grow. Like I said, you know, with the discipline card and with this card, there could be a bit of cultivation, a little bit of effort. There's, you know, you kind of have to make to sort of, you know, bring it to its greatest outcome. But that's a wonderful card because this is efforts or investments that get rewarded in the future. And it is just, you know, it's kind of that need for patience, planning for, you know, things coming forward. Oh, that's funny, Marie. Oh my goodness. Let's see what we have Clarifying the Seven of Pentacles for you. The World. Ooh, so that's nice, okay? I mean, these are great cards when it comes to a financial investment or long-term planning, because the World card is Saturn energy, right? And again, it does take one step at a time, right? This is really that, like, it's a patience energy. Slow and steady wins the race kind of feeling. But it's like if you put in the work, you put in that effort, the outcomes are very nice, right? This is great cards. I feel like it addresses it really well. In the immediate future, immediate past, you've had the Nine of Swords. So I feel like there's been some worry, there's been some anxiety about some things. Generally, these are unfounded fears like what we were talking about, you know. I've definitely been going through that the last month. You might have felt that. You know, where it's just you wake up in the middle of the night and it's like, oh, all this stuff is on your mind. Oh, yeah, I hear you, Marie. So yeah, so money has been a thing on your mind. I gotcha. Let's clarify this Nine of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you've moved forward from it. I do feel like you're overcoming the worries and fears and stress with this Chariot card on top of that. That's a really great card because it, again, you know, balances the two sides of ourself, our subconscious energies, and helps us to kind of get that victory when it comes to balancing our inner self. Right. Yeah. I mean, that's how I always feel, Marie. It's like I'm trying to make a living, not a killing, right? That's it. You know, it's like I just want to live and I'm not trying to like be some huge thing, right? In the immediate future, though, the Star card is coming out, and the Star is fabulous. I mean, this is Aquarius energy. It's a bright future. To me, it's the most positive, as along with the Sun. The Sun and the Star are the most positive message in the tarot. So it really does feel like you've come through kind of a dark night of the soul. It kind of shows that the light is at the end of the tunnel. You can finally see it. Things are starting to improve. Hopes and faith being restored. It's always a very positive card. I love to see it come out in a read. Let's see what we've got on top of that, please. Feels like two. You know, this is interesting because I feel like you've been going through some things. You've been going through disappointments, heartaches, fears, worries, something that's been really, really aching your heart. This Three of Swords is twice in your reading. It's on the top as well. We're going to get into that in just a moment. But the Six of Wands, I felt like this was coming out with it. It's like those two kind of came together, so I took them both. And and to me, the Six of Wands is it's a victory over this heartache. It's a victory. It's a recovery from this heartache and from, you know, worry, stress, doubts, things that have just really not been feeling so good inside. Because on the top, crowning the spread, the message from Spirit is the Three of Swords as well, right? And so to me, this is a big message that Spirit sees that you've really been going through it. You've really been going through some emotional healing, some recovery work, some kind of stress, or just plain old sadness, plain old melancholy. But, you know, like I said, it is a card of recovery and healing. So it's really going through that process. And I love that the fact the Six of Wands came out with that in the future, because it tells me you're gonna recover from this. You know, and in a lot of ways you already are starting to. Yeah, the end of burdensome cycles. Look at that with the Ten of Wands on top of that Three of Swords. I do feel like Spirit's really recognizing it's like this is you know, you're really closing out a very difficult cycle of heaviness. That's the real feeling, you know, with the Ten of Wands, is that there's just been this heavy, like, weighing down on your shoulders kind of a feeling. Subconscious position is the King of Wands. So I feel like inside, like in your subconscious, it's like you're really ready to move forward to the next level. This is very active. It's Aries energy. It's very fiery. It's similar to the Emperor, where it's really like that get up and go. It's a little impulsive. So, you know, you may want at times to kind of make sure that you look everything over before you make a decision, right? But overall, this is very positive because it's an energy of leadership. It's motivational, it's inspiring, it's ambitious, it's taking leadership roles, stepping into the spotlight, looking and focusing at the bigger picture. So I do feel like you have that core of courage and positivity inside, in spite of all the stuff that's going on, you know, inside the mind and above the surface. Yeah, and I feel like too you're focused on a bit of a revival. Oh yeah. Yeah, because the Judgment card, you know, and this has been coming out in a lot of our readings, including our collective reading. So to me, it's like inside you're really focused because, you know, King of Wands is like new life. The wands are always kind of that fiery new life and energy moving forward. So it's like there's that feeling of second chances, phoenix from the ashes, rebirth and renewal. Things that you thought were just dead, gone, couldn't be improved, couldn't recover. You know, you're really working on that. That's a nice regenerative energy coming through with that card. But you've gone through a lot. With 2, 3 of Swords coming out, you've gone through a lot. You really are. You're really going through it. But I feel like, you know, the cards coming around, like the question of investment, are very positive. It's just slow and steady wins the race. It takes a little discipline, it takes a little timing. But it looks very, very nice. It does. And I just feel like, you know, through this process, you're healing yourself from within. Sometimes with the 3 of Swords, I'm just getting the sense that there's a little bit of that, like, can I trust myself? Can I trust my judgment? Can I trust my instincts? That's what's being healed too, is your sense of confidence. Let's get an outcome, please. Let's first get a suggested approach and then an outcome card. Yeah. Oh, wow. I like this a lot. My goodness. Suggested approach is the Ace of Swords. So I do feel like this is really, you know, Spirit is coming in to assist you with clear sight, clear vision, clear seeing. Because to me, the Ace of Swords is a very strong card of clarity. It's a card of victory and success. It's that feeling like, you know, everything that used to be very cloudy is suddenly becoming much more clear. So in any of your dealings, in any of the things that you do, be very upfront and require that they be very upfront with you, very above board. Contracts and paperwork have got to make sense. They can't be any hidden, you know, stipulations or stuff that's tucked away that you didn't know about. You've got to make sure that you know all of what you're getting into, because this is a card of clarity. Crystal clear. Six of Cups, so there it is. Yeah, yep. Six of Cups gets into childhood origins and roots, nostalgia, sentimentality, the deeper heart and emotions. It's Cancer energy, so it can be a little bit to do with the home. And so if there's some stuff you're doing to, you know, to revitalize or change up the home, it's very, very nice. Yeah, there's some clarity around this. Hey there, Amber. Good to see you, babe. Things are going good. We're just doing some personal reads. Did a collective for the full moon at the start of the stream. Hope you're well. So Marie, your outcome card is the Two of Wands. Very strong Aries energy. I feel like that's very much what you're looking for, is this new start. This is all about rebirth, new beginnings, new life. I like the way that this coincides, of course, with the, you know, movement into Aries season, because we're about to start that, about to start the spring. And this is a card of all that coming about. This is new energies, taking the next steps, making those next choices. You know, Two of Wands can be interesting because sometimes you're doing this on your own. Sometimes you're doing it with a partner. Different decks show it in different ways. Like this one has 2 people. For some, it just has 1 person, you know, holding that globe and saying, what's my next steps? Where am I going next? But overall, it's always so it can be a dual project. You could be partnering with someone, or you could be doing it on your own. But it is about expanding your plans, continuing that forward movement, and it's a very positive sign. I like that this is what's coming out as the outcome, or what's taking you forward into the future here. And look at that Ten of Pentacles. Oh, I like this a lot, Marie. This is a great read. I mean, when you're talking about, you know, starting an investment, planning well for the future, look at that Ten of Pentacles. It can't get a lot better. I mean, this is where you're heading. This is what you're working on. You're taking the first steps, but you're going towards the Ten of Pentacles. Very nice. You got the World card, the Seven of Pentacles. Put those plans into movement. I feel like it's going to alleviate a lot of the heaviness that you have been feeling. Let's see what we've got. I asked my part-time boss to join in, not get my return until late fall, winter. Yeah, Let's see. Oh, Amber. Oh, you just moved to Utah, Amber. That's exciting. That's exciting. So on the bottom, Marie, this is wild whenever we get a doubling up, especially when it's something like this. Look at this. On the bottom of both cards was the Six of Pentacles. Amazing. So to me, this is, you know, this is a card, and the message is doubled, that's all about reciprocity and equal give and take, equal balance. Oh, you're from Park City. That's cool. I had a really good friend a long time ago in Utah. She was also a Scorpio. Oh my gosh, yes. My friend Emily, she was hilarious. She was one of the funniest people I've ever known in my life. She was a Scorpio that lived in Utah. I haven't talked to her in years, but I love her. So yeah, Marie, with the Six of Pentacles on the bottom, is Libra and Taurus energy in this card. And it really does say that anything that you do, anything that you deal with money, with resources especially, and sometimes with your energy and emotions as well, this is maintaining that equal balance, right? It's like here you're giving to people, but you've got to keep enough for what you need as well. It's very important, right? It's that equal give and take. Not getting involved with people that take more out of you than they give back. It's just that equal reciprocity, even exchange of energy. That's important. You've got to underlying all of this is keeping and maintaining that positive balance for yourself. Let's get into an affirmation, please, for Marie. Yes, courage. Have courage, have strength. Beautiful card on the outcome here on the affirmation. Let me be open to courageously take the steps that are shown. That's all it is. The same with this, you know, taking those first steps, taking the steps that are shown one at a time, Marie. Hang in there. We're all making a lot of big transitions in life right now. I do feel that. Are you close to her, Silver Star? Are you guys, I can't remember, Silver Star. Where are you? Are you in the Southwest? I love the Southwest. I love the freaking desert. I do. I'm a dragon. I'm a big lizard. Lizards love the desert. We love it. I love the desert. I almost moved to Arizona back in the day. I chose Portland, Oregon instead, but I almost moved to Tucson, Arizona, because I love it there so much. Oh, you're in Salt Lake. You're gonna have a fun time. You're gonna meet up. That's awesome. I should come visit. Oh, good, Marie. I'm glad to hear that. That's always good. Nice. I love the desert. Oh. It's been a minute, Amber. I hope you're doing good, but it sounds like you are. Sounds like you are. I would love it. Yes. We need to go to Vegas. Oh, that would be great. I'll let you know. I'll look at some flight prices and stuff and see what's going on out there. Because I've wanted to go there. I went to Las Vegas for my birthday. I guess it was 2020. Yeah, and that was before, you know, COVID and everything hit real hard. And it was like the last trip. The last trip that I really got to go on, and then after that, all hell broke loose. Nice. Gem show in Colorado. Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah. No, I really would love to come out there again. It's easy. It's not a bad flight. It's usually really inexpensive to stay in Vegas, and that's why it's so great. Ah, you're so lucky, Amber. Yeah. There's, you know, it's funny because I'm not a gambler at all. Capricorn, you know, not gambling my goat money. But I love, like, there's good restaurants. There's always good shows. Cirque du Soleil is out there. There's always good concerts. And it's just fun. It's just fun, like, doing stuff there. Awesome. I'll be in touch, Amber, because I got your number. I got your number, girl. Great. If you have room for me, I'll stay at your place. If not, I can get a little hotel. Yeah. I hear you, Marie. I hear you on that. Absolutely. Yeah, if you gamble, you gotta have good limits. Yeah, people watching is fun in Vegas. That's true. When I was there, me and my friend Katrina went to, they have a small outdoor museum. It's really cool. You go at night, and they have all of the old, they rescued the old Vegas signs because a lot of things have been modified, renovated, and they've taken down, you know, a lot of those older casino signs. And it is so funny. Like, it's really cool, though. It's very nostalgic. They play, like, the old, you know, the oldies, the music, and they light them up at night. And it's just, it's kind of interesting to see, you know, the old signs. It kind of gives you that feeling of the old Vegas. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, Marie. Yeah, me and Neutrino went to it. It was really interesting. I got a picture of the Rat Pack from their gift shop. I got a picture of, like, Sammy Davis and Dean Martin, Sinatra. Nice, nice. Yeah, I would like to do another little weekend getaway there. It was super fun. It's a good time. So I'll let y'all know. I'll look it up and see what I can see. Oh my gosh, I loved him. You know that I'll never forget when I was a kid. I'll never forget it. But on the same day, and I can't remember the day, but it was the same day that Sammy Davis Jr. and what's his name, Jim Henson died on the same day. It was the weirdest thing. Messed me up as a kid because I loved them both, right? It's like, what? No! Sammy and Kermit the Frog on the same day. It's like, it was horrible. I know. Yeah, and Henson died really young. I think he was like 51 or something. He died super young. He was a workaholic. He just worked himself into the darn ground. He wouldn't go to the doctor. He wouldn't take care of himself. He was a Libra, but boy, he pushed himself like crazy. Now my ex. Long story over a bottle of your choice. Oh my. Oh yes, the early Muppets were on after SNL in the 70s. Yes, they were. It's so funny. One of the funniest old things that Jim Henson, because he did some commercials back in the day before like the Muppets and all that really took off. And he had a contract with La Choy Chinese foods. And so for that, he made this big dragon puppet. It was like, but it was almost like a costume. Like it was life size. Like it was this big dragon. And he was the La Choy dragon, and like people would be shopping in the store and they're like, what am I going to eat tonight? Or what am I going to fix? And then this big dragon would pop out and be like, hello. He's like, you can quick cook it with dragon fire. The dragon would wag its tail and breathe the fire, and the people in the store would have to put the fire out. Oh, it was funny. Look it up on YouTube. The La Choy dragon Muppet. Oh my gosh, it's funny. It is so funny. Like there's this one where this gal is like, what am I gonna cook for my husband? And then the dragon comes out of the kitchen. She's like, who are you? I'm the La Choy dragon. Oh, it's fabulous. I was like, that is how we are. That is how dragons are. We're just like, hey, cook this. Take care, Amber. I love it. Hey, Environmental Coffee House. That's Sandy. How are you, sweetheart? I would love to talk to you soon. We need to do a reading for you. Thank you, Amber. Take care. Have a great night. I'll be in touch. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Sandy over at Environmental Coffee House, she's great. She's awesome. Like, she is great for my inner doomer chick. Absolutely. Like, she spits the truth about climate change, the environment, what's going on in the world. She does great live streams. Very insightful, very in-depth. Not for the faint of heart. She's fiery, but I love her. I hope to one day meet her in person. That would be great. But I definitely recommend her channel. She is awesome. Love her. Yeah, it's the Aries. It's the fire. Because all the Chinese zodiac signs have an equivalent Western sign that is similar to that energy. And yeah, Aries and the dragon. That's why it's like, I tell you, being a Capricorn who's a dragon is a little tough, because the dragon energy, the Aries energy is like, let's go. It's impatient. It's like, let's move. But Capricorn is like, no, you must follow the plans. Take your time. Be patient. Don't move too quick. So it's sort of like they butt heads a little bit. And Silver Star, I think you're an Aries with a Capricorn moon. Oh, you're a dragon and a Leo. Oh, a Leo dragon? Wow. Yeah, that's that's feisty. That's larger than life. That's two of the biggest, like in the Chinese Lunar New Year parades, they'll always have the dragons, and they'll always have like the lions, the lion dance, right? The lion and the dragon are like big, lucky energy, very, very colorful and energetic. Just that real, like, they really focus on that, like that fiery energy. Oh wow. So you're like me, Marie. I'm a sun moon, same sign. I'm sun and moon in Capricorn. If you're sun and moon in Leo, it just really strengthens that up. When your sun and moon are in the same sign, there's definitely pros and cons. Oh yeah, it's the same. It's the same, Silver Star. You go through a similar thing that I do. Yeah. A little dragon. Oh, she's small, but she's fierce. She's small, but she's mighty. Oh, yeah. Don't play with a lady dragon. Oh, no, no, no. Lady Dragon is the stuff empires are built on. Yep. They're suffragettes from birth. We're you can't tell us how to be. Oh no, because the dragon carries a lot of masculine energy, and that's why a lot of times I swear, like, dragon women or Aries women, we're very intimidating to guys. Yeah, because we carry a lot of that kind of like, we're not afraid to fight. We're not. It's the warrior spirit. We're very emancipated, and we know it. Like, know it. Like, if I'm in the kitchen cooking for you, it's because I want to be in the kitchen cooking for you, not because you told me to be. I made you this food, and I can take it away just as easily. So I swear to goodness, the only guys that come into this channel and are able to hang in here with us, they're tough. They're tough putting up with us in this channel. I swear to goodness, if you're a dude and you can hang in the Dragon channel and not get banned, you're doing good. Applause. Because we got some fiery ladies in here. We do. We very much do. Yep, that's right. This little moon, this is it's called a dragon's vein agate. It's not expensive at all. It's just really pretty, but there's lots of different agates, but this one they dye it to enhance the patterns in the stone, and it's called a dragon's vein agate. Oh no, it's okay, environmental Sandy, it's okay. I know you got a lot going on, so do I. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. That is so good, Marie. He woke you up, you threw a skillet at him. Oh, they got off light. Don't wake a dragon in their lair when they're asleep. Forget it. Like like you, no. I tell people, like, that's a thing. I really, like, I'm serious about my sleep. If you mess with it, you get a reaction. That's true. Unless you told me in advance that, you were gonna wake me up, don't do it. Like, if I knew the day before, like, that's the Capricorn side of myself, right? That's the Capricorn side of myself. I'm like, okay, I knew that they were gonna wake me up, so that's okay. But if they just wake me up for nothing, like, no. All right, guys. Well, I'm about to close it down. Unless there's anybody else that's in the queue or wants a read, I think I finished everybody's read tonight. Thank you for everybody that came in for a full moon reading. This was a great one. It was fun. So glad that we got to do this. And yeah, super moon time. Spring is the day after tomorrow. And looking forward to welcoming Aries season. Yes. Oh, Silver Star. Yeah, I know it's the worm moon. That's yeah, crow moon is another one. Yes. That's why I put the little earthworm. I don't know if everybody noticed that when I posted the monthlies for the full moon. I put the little worm with the little new sprouting plant because yeah, it's the worm moon. Because the earthworms are getting going. Yeah. It's named for that. It's that very beginning of spring. Boy, and I tell you, the birds are getting ready to eat those earthworms up. We got some fat robins. Good Lord. it always blows my mind how they just yank those worms out and just gobble them. I'm like, okay. the worms should really watch their back with those birds because they're ready to go. I know you are an Aries, Sandy. That's probably why I love you so much. It's why you're fiery. All right, y'all have a great night. I will be talking to y'all soon. And I will be live streaming, planning to live stream for spring on Sunday. I will be getting on here and doing that. The owls, you know, I haven't been walking the last couple nights because it's been very rainy off and on here, but the owls have been doing great. Like, I mean, but like I said, before or since, I have never heard such a cacophony in my life. I mean, I've heard them get loud before, but never like that. Not that many all at once. It was just like a chain reaction going off too, like, you know, because I had about 4 of them around me initially, and they were about like calling back and forth, and then it was like other ones further down would start calling, and you'd hear it coming up and coming back, and it's just, oh my gosh, it was just nutty with the owls. Like, it was a party. It was a barred owl party. I can't even, like, the video it can only capture so much of it. And I really wish, you know, because at night you can't really see. But I mean, they were flying overhead. They were going tree to tree. They were kind of tussling around with each other. It was just, I mean, it was like, whoa. Because I could see them. I could see them right next to me. I could see their feathers and their wings. And they were, you know, scooting around in the branches. My mom, when I told her about it, because I came home, I was like, Mom, I was just in the middle of an owl party. And, you know, I was telling her about it. She's like, did you feel afraid or did you feel threatened at all? I said, no. I said, they weren't worried about me. They were doing their thing around me. I said, they weren't messing with me at all. Because barred owls can be a little feisty. Like, they can swoop down and, you know, scratch people in the face or something if they feel threatened by them. But no, they weren't worried about me at all. At all. They did not even care that I was there because they were attending to their owl business. I wish there'd been feathers, Marie. Oh my gosh, I was saying that. I was like, give me a feather. I do have a couple of owl feathers. They probably are from a barred owl. Oh no, these are hawk. I do have some hawk feathers because we have a lot of hawks in the neighborhood too. These are 2 big red-tailed hawk wing feathers that I found over the last couple years. So occasionally they'll drop them. And I do have some really old owl feathers, but I haven't gotten a new one in a while, so they they need to bring it. The hawks are very grateful though, because I take care of those guys. I shoot the squirrels and give them to the hawks. So the hawks really like me. They show up. It is really amazing that they just grow these things like it's not even a thing. They grow this just like we grow hair. I can't get over that. It's like, I wish I could grow that out of my head. But I can't. Oh, they don't even have to go to the darn hair salon. They just get it, that dye color just like that. They just get it just out of the bird. It's amazing. Just like someone painted it right on there. Yep. I love my birds. They're my babies. All right, guys. Well, have a good night. What was the other question I think I might have missed? Oh, yeah. Hey there, Strawberry. How are you doing, honey? Hope you're doing good. That's our little Pisces. Oh, she gets the barred owls, too. You know, I don't really think they were under attack, Gwen. My feeling is that in the early spring, all the birds start to get more active, and usually, because they were doing a lot of that caterwaul, when they kind of do that, you know, that real higher pitched sound that they were doing in that, you know, when they do that caterwauling, it has a lot to do with courtship. It has so much to do with that, and I think a lot of what I was hearing was like mating couples going back and forth, or like the males just like really putting on a show trying to attract the ladies. Yeah, because they will do that. It's also territorial stuff, right? Which they many times, it's all together at once. And, you know, everything from the littlest songbirds all the way up to the owls and the raptors, they do the same thing. They're really staking out turf staking out territories like, this is my tree, this is my corner, you don't mess with it, this is my girl, this is my guy, don't come over here. It's like they're really establishing all the terms, because birds always have a pecking order. They always have this sort of pecking order, and you'll even see it at like the bird feeders. If you have chickadees or cardinals or whatever, you know, it comes to your feeders, you will notice, like, sometimes if another bird comes in while one is already there, if they leave when the other bird comes in, it's because the other bird was dominant, and they're like deferring. They're like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, bow down to you. But if they don't leave, that's, you know, and the other one kind of goes, oh no, it's because the other one already there was the dominant bird or had the higher rank. It's wild how they work that out, but they do it, you know. And I think that a lot of what I was hearing was some kind of real literal hootenanny about territory, courtship, determination of, you know, of the rank system. It's all of that. But I think that they were getting very excited, because like some of them were going off, and then they all started going off because they're like, what? Like, oh, they're talking, let's talk too. Like, it just went down a chain reaction. Legal to pick up bald eagle feathers in the US. That's right. Yep. Which is a little sad. Like if I was somewhere and I just found a feather, I'd be like, I can't keep this, but I want it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's illegal just to keep, like, I don't know, like with hawks, they're not an endangered species by any means. They're all over the place here. I remember I found this one on a walk that I took at night, and it was just sitting there. I saw it on somebody's lawn. I just was like, oh, cool. And then this one I'm pretty sure I found in my backyard. The smaller one. Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea if they would get mad at me for having these. No idea. You know, I guess what it is, it's like you can't prove that you didn't take it from a bird that you killed. That's what it is. And the Migratory Bird Act is good. It's a good thing, you know, because it makes it illegal to hunt or keep as pets, you know, wild indigenous species. So, yeah. And it overall is a very positive thing, because we don't want them getting hurt or messed with. I used to watch an eagle cam. Yeah, there's in upstate New York, the Cornell Ornithology Institute. They do a lot of like cameras for wild birds, and I watched, I think it was barn owls, not barred owls like I've got here, but barn, the little white, you know, heart-shaped face ones. They're a good bit smaller than the barred owls, and they had a really good camera nest box set up, and it was wild. I mean, it was all through a nesting season, and I think I watched it over the course of 2 different seasons, and one of the years went really well. One of the years was very rough. Like, you could tell, like, because they don't interfere. They just set the camera, set the nest box. They don't interfere with it. They just let things take their course. And one of the years I remember was very rough. Like, a lot of the chicks died. Predators, you know, attacked the box and grabbed, like, I think 1 or 2 of the chicks. It was rough. I think only 1 or 2 of the chicks actually made it to full-fledged. And it was tough, you know. It's nature is beautiful and brutal at the same time. It doesn't pull any punches. Yeah. They set up a webcam, Dallas, Texas, and the Eagles. Yeah. I think on YouTube they probably have quite a number of them right now. You can always check and just see, you know, live bird cams. But a lot of these, you know, ornithology groups will set up boxes and cameras. I'd really like to set up, I've got a couple of bluebird boxes, and I do also have just a little wooden birdhouse that I've actually had several years that I've put that out there, and the chickadees, they have nested in it many times and had little baby chickadees. Oh my god, it's like the cutest. Oh, I can't. The little chickadee face coming out of that box. It's too adorable. It's just this little it's too cute. But I've had a good time with them. I'm feel very lucky where I live. Like, we just get a lot of really great species. We get quite a good variety. They took over an old hawk nest. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, those raptor nests are no joke. They're huge. They weigh hundreds of pounds too. Yep. Sounds so different, yeah. Wow. Norfolk Botanical Gardens. The mama eagle stuck on a neighboring airport runway and we were devastated. Oh, yeah, isn't that, yeah. That's the thing, you know, and they try to explain that, you know, to people. It's like, this stuff isn't Disney World, you know, it's these things that happen to these birds are rough. Like, this is what they go through. This is how hard it is for them to bring in the next generation of birds. Yeah. Yeah, it can get very emotional because we get emotional about it. They don't take it that way, right? They don't take it quite that way, right? It's just they don't. It's just the facts of living and life and death and the cycle. But for humans, we're like, oh, the bird. It breaks our heart because we get attached to them. Yeah, it was very sad. And I think that one of the things that freaked people out the most when I was watching like the barred owls, like when one of the chicks died, because they had obviously had a shortage of food sources that year. And you know, and sometimes, you know, like the strongest chicks will get the most food and they will survive, and the weaker, smaller ones won't, and they will die. And when that one of the chicks died, the mom ate the baby, like she ate the baby bird. And people were like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "But that's what they do, because otherwise, it's like you don't waste anything. Nothing in nature gets wasted." And so, coming from a purely biological understanding, it's like, yeah, that's protein, that's nourishment, and if she eats the one that died, she's going to be able to survive and continue to feed the ones that are still alive, and they'll make it. And it's purely from that perspective. It's not about like, oh, it's so awful. It's like, it's just what makes most sense from that standpoint. And it's like, yeah, but it's hard for us to see it because we're like, ugh, yeah, yeah. But they're adorable. Oh my gosh. Baby birds, they're ugly cute. They're really funny looking before they have their feathers. They really do look like little dinosaurs without their feathers. Like, ah! little dragon bird. They're a little dragony birds are, you know, they're snappy and right. Yeah, Marie. See, this is the stuff you're gonna learn. You can talk about on Sandy's channel, Environmental Coffee House. Yeah, these are the things that she brings up with the talk about all about climate, and that's the biggest thing that's ruining stuff, especially for birds or any other wildlife, is loss of habitat. That's what it is. Yeah, it's the habitat loss, and it's all because of us. Yeah. But that's a whole other subject. Not gonna get into right now. We need to be a lot nicer to our fellow earthlings and Mama Earth. I will just put it that way. I'll just leave that there. Because we don't get to exist without their help and their presence. That's the truth. We don't. All right, y'all. Well, have a wonderful night. Sleep well, rest well. Thank you for being here. Thank you as always so much for supporting the channel. You guys are awesome. I could not do it without you. And that is the truth. I could not do it without you guys. So have a good evening. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you when the sun shifts into Aries this Sunday. Let's see what time that actually happens. I have my little astrology book right here. Let's see what we've got. We will find out exactly what time of day that happens. Springtime is a-comin', and the leaves are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows among the blooming heather. I didn't get to sing any songs yesterday for St. Patrick's Day. I really wanted to do a music live stream, but I didn't do it. So there it is. There it is. Sunday the 20th. The sun will move into Aries at 11:33 a.m. Eastern Time, 8:33 Pacific Time. The moon will be in Scorpio that day. Ooh, that's powerful beginnings to the spring. Both of those signs are traditionally ruled by Mars. And that, of course, starts the spring equinox at the same time. It is also considered International Astrology Day, probably because it is the first day of the beginning of the new astrological cycle. You know, it's almost like an astrological new year. It really is the beginning of Aries, because Aries is the first sign. And so it really is like the astrology new year, the zodiac new year starts, you know, at the same time. So it's a big pattern of rebirth and renewal as we step into that energy and wrap up the winter time. And then, funny enough, April Fool's Day, April 1st is when we get our new moon with the sun in Aries. That's great too. I like it. All right, guys. Well, have a good night. I'll be seeing you again soon. Take care. Peace, peace. Is it Pluto return also? Yeah, I think we just went through that, Marie. We just went through that. I think that was like February 23rd or something that the U.S. had its Pluto return. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Absolutely. All right, guys. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll be seeing you again soon. Take care.